Uh, yeah, much hour and a half. Oh, you joined almost over just over a week ago. Yeah, they I tell you kind of support because of her dome that black people vision stuff and all that. Like that standard, what they kind of support, what they kind of heal her because she has the means to heal with her dome. That doesn't make sense. But that's just one thing in her kit that does that one particular thing, and you have to go on talent for the rest. So everything else on her kit is more focused on, you know, damage and doing other stuff. People are like, well, Ying is a healer. No, she's not. Even she, because when she drop her clones and stuff, she can send them off to explode. She has one of the highest damage, if not the highest damage output of a board. So she can waste your team. Like if you look at it, uh, if you look at it, Ying could be classified as a pure soul. Not because she her damage, her illusion, her and so on does more stuff. Like you can, yeah, you can. Wait, that was make her a support. You can try to say she's a healer, but again, just being taken because she only heals, and our ultimate is to heal. Like she, that ultimate does a lot more for her. Nobody really fully feels it fully. Like she can teleport to a teammate by looking at them and Link use her. But do people really use that? No, they could, but they don't. Wow, that's the problem. Yeah. Remember when IO used Pet used to be able to capture the ejector? I don't remember if Ying used to be able to do that same thing with her clones. But that effect can make Ying can give Ying a much needed boost because if if she used her ultimate, somebody over that section is fighting one on one in battle, she can literally teleport across the whole stage and get to them, and now it's a 2-on-1 battle. But people don't use it. Yeah, if you're affected by her ultimate, she can teleport to you. But that doesn't get you. Um, they are fixing her. Consuming the reason consuming is overpowered because she can hit you literally within this wide area, and there's nothing you can do. So they narrow it down. So her cone of hit is only two an angle of two, where it was six. And that angle of six was also a problem. Why? Because also they need to fix the sound bunk with her. No, her she has a terrible range. Her range is really bad. Her range is really bad. But her area of effect was the problem. Where going from six to two will dramatically nerf her area of effect. It was also a problem because that six where she would hit deplorable illusion stuff, not that great. Her damage is like one of the lowest of damage. It's one of the lowest of damage. But the problem is the sound with her. You don't hear where she's shooting from. It sounds like she's shooting directly underneath you, but she's not. She could be standing on top of something. Also, here's a problem. Here's another problem with her. She can't fight you if you stand over half a chest high wall or something. Because the way they have the targeting reticle, it literally goes to it literally aims at people's waist. Literally aiming at people's waist. So uh, the wall, if you use a small wall on a certain map, you can't you can literally can't hit you because it she can't aim at your waist and you shooting your shots are coming from above your waistline. Her shot is trying to hit your waistline. So if you just stand next to a waist high wall, she can't do it today. And like I said, with certain people, even a primary fire just get nullified. Like Vivian, Vivian used the ultimate. No, don't do that when you fight her. When you fight her, don't jump around. All that is doing making your aim harder. That's just making your aim harder, not making your aim easy. Because again, when you jump around a certain champions, the um mid air inaccuracy is effect. Basically, the chance they have to miss their shot by jumping. When you do that, you end up creating a end up not being able to shots. So what you should do is when you play Ray, this is what you should do. As soon as you hear her shooting, you either link to the person she's shooting and listen for her use her abilities and stuff. If she has the talent that increase her speed, as soon as you hear her around five, you immediately pop envelop on them, and y'all have to push her together because with her stuff, she's doing more damage faster, but your envelop will reduce it to what's it 170. You got to push her within that time. Don't try to run away. You have to fight her. And because they are lowering her tone of attack, it would be better for you because if you test her out on the PTS, her cone of attack is smaller on many champions. Not all. Ying is again. Ying is one of the champions where the cone of attack is kind of big, and she can still hit Ying even though she's not aimed directly at her. So they have to fix that because they fix the cone of attack, but sometimes it's bugged out. Um, so it makes it harder. Reducing it by just over 60% means you're able to get out, but it also means he her aiming at you and hitting like I say, Vivian sensory terrorist or Vivian kill is less likely as well. Or and like for Barrett, she can hit and Barrett drop his turret in front of him and he stand right behind it and with her, he's gonna hit his turret. But with the cone being smaller, all she has to do is aim higher, and she won't hit his turret. She will hit him. So it's a buff and a nerf. Not really. It's not really a lot. It's sort of not really because with the fix of the cone size, it will make it harder for her to aim shots if you like instead of focusing on first of all Haven. Haven will help with her. Haven, they'll help her. Then moving fast. Nimble, lethality, but I think doesn't Ray have like a card? Well, they buff for one of the card to have her with increase of movement or something. I don't know if it's useful or not. I don't play Ray that often. Played her when she came out for not PTS limit time mode. They didn't get any levels from that, so it's just like yeah, no. So Ray can be useful if you focus on just attacking her because Ray does more damage than her at the beginning, and he lower your damage, but you can just lower her damage as well. But the difference is Ray can just shoot out. I didn't like that card. Ray can um shoot out her what's it called? That bounce. I know Velo. Did you? No, whatever it is. She can shoot that out and middle of a fight and still be taking her out, and it will come back to her and heal her. Give her the same buff. Think. Sometimes they will do something and won't put it in a patch, so you won't know it's just like I didn't know if you see the new video. I didn't know they had it was it went into third person mode. I really did it. I'm like, oh, this is new. Because they didn't have that stated anywhere. A matter of fact, let me look their at their thumbnail update. Let's see bugs. Also, this is funny that consuming unfinished business wasn't working against anti healing, right? Because anti it okay, it wasn't working against anti healing for that because it was looking for Cauterize. Cauterize is no longer in the game, so it was working as intended. Also, all right, why would I get this battle pass when the next one comes out and I want the next one? Sorry, but new ROM skin. What? So also, I'm checking out the update notes. They changed some of the words. They they changed. You look at the bug fix. It said unfriendly pixel now annoying properly annoying anti healing. They had it now properly annoying cauterized before, so that that's what it should stay because it called anti. Um, they haven't fixed the Corvette. Uh, Also, they had another bug where her card, the drain card, actually did more damage than what they intended because it was going based on actual, going based on our base damage, going based on damage. I guess it was like the boosters damage. It's kind of weird. I was trying to figure out where the damage was, but okay. So the base damage for the attack is 400. Yeah, I told them they have to lower it. I told them a second and a half is too long. I said lower it to like a second. That would be better. You got to get resilience. No, they didn't do that. Also, it was broken because it wasn't jumping into third person mode. So they fixed that. But yeah, the duration of it being second and a half is really the same as almost the same as Meltdown Ball, but a lot shorter. Meltdown Ball is 2 seconds. It's a is with the car. It could be the literally half of the area, but you can do it repeatedly. Also, if you play Control, I wasn't able to test out the turn. I also, if you notice some of the stuff, yeah, no, she calls fair. Yeah, some of the stuff like the Tyra Ultimate change, which is Crossfire. A lot of people don't know that's Ultimate is called Crossfire. Crossfire, you can count on. Anyway, it's really bugged because Crossfire would you take out a drum magazine and then load it in. But if you hold out primary fire, which you take out a drum magazine, it's automatic go in. She start fire, so they have to speed up that rate or that animation to where she just put it in and just start fire. Instead of take it out and while it's in the hand, she then automatically start fire. So they have to speed up that animation. Have to tell them about that. Uh, Ceres. Now Ceres is getting a mega buff. You think you getting that spirit release card buff? People like, oh no, that doesn't seem like a big buff. No, that card, when that card, the card is being changed back to how it was when it was bugged, where it would give Sarah's two. It would, it was instead of proccing every second, it would proc every half second. So it would give her two instead of one because it's supposed to proc. It's supposed to be proccing every second, but it was proccing. It was like it was halftime. So it was doing twice as effective, and they're like, we fixed the bug. That made servers worse. The bug was actually making server viable. So we have to undo that fix. Servers need thanks fix. Yeah, she need thanks fix. I thought about that, but I thought like the F. Okay, for Sarah, they could change some of her healing number to where she heals the first person she aim at, and the secondary fire just goes to the lowest health person instead of like a wide area. A lot of people don't run the animal regeneration cards on Ceres. That's the problem. Um, People try to play Ceres a heal bot and wonder why they are losing the game. The reason Ceres was doing so poorly because people literally think she's a heal bot. They will try to stay behind the line and just heal. So they gave Sarah some buffs. They put Agni in her base kit, and they made it so her ultimate can be refired and detonated at any time, which caused that called now she has some skill shots and stuff she can do. But what do people do? They just try to hit. Like if you stun somebody on the other team, that a benefit for your team because not only stop the damage that they were doing from coming in, it you also can um secure more kills that way. She's far from brain dead, but people play her brain. Like again, you play her. Use. I feel like Agony should be an area of effect ability where shooting somebody and she pop her. Uh, she stun them. A percent of the damage should go to people around them. That way, it benefit her team. Also, about Sarah, you know the Chains Agony is kind of broken. It's supposed to ignore anti healing, but it doesn't. What it actually does is boost up her primary healing by 5%. So she can literally she do use her primary fire and then Renso for 10 seconds. She can do nearly 200 healing per tick. They literally need to put that on more to reach. That would be so good for more to reach. It's supposed to know anti healing, but it doesn't do that. They put the effect that it has right now on more to reach, where if you Renso get more healing, that would be so much more benefit for more to reach. And the extra range they can put out on a card that supposed to give extra range on your secondary. They could just make it the primary and secondary. And that would be so good for that card where you know it provide more utility that way. Where if you Renso, if you Renso, you provide 25% more healing, which upping your healing almost to 100, 200%. And it's not just your base healing; it's your secondary healing. So that effect will be great for more reach. And like I said, my idea was, oh, I have it up on, so more reach, healing protect, the healing take per recovery source reduced by 20. After using Rinso, a of mo- healing uh, after using Rinso, Sour will heal for 25% up to or up to nor anti healing. Mind you, the way they have it, it will only ignore certain things. It wouldn't ignore Willow. The way I wrote it, it will ignore even Willow Bezzo. And then I have Agni. Agni deals 50% of the damage to Mark. Mark enemy deal 50% damage to a non-mark in after a stun. Stun stun lasts stun lasts an additional second, so it goes from 1 second to 2 seconds. For every mark on an enemy that's above six or more marks. Basically, instead of being 4 marks when you stun, if you get six, then stun, it will the stun will last longer. So that's basically the skill. So if she gets 6 marks on you, it's stun, boom, stun you for 2 seconds instead of one. That will cause you to get resilient, and then you go there down to a half second. But still, it's useful. Now, I also had note where the line of sight it had to be within 150 units. Had to be line of sight and all that. I had it at 8 at first, but that's like I thought at so 6. Also, the stun doesn't once you stun and not count. So they'll do the auto combat healing stun. Just take the damage in combat. Get stunned. It's just damage. Um, and I put it the extra range on so Soul Forge. That was my idea for her. Don't think I got that's a. I was on it. I was reworking like my idea for is basically taking half of her, like half in pyromania, and half in ice, split ice do similar different. Where the primary fire for split ice is everything the same as it is. Fire split ice is not rapid fire. But when you pick pyromania, or primary fire on fireballs or powerballs, that's the effect that it would do split ice crossbows, where it's rapid fire, does set damage, but the difference is split ice hit in the area of 30 units. Pyromania will do the same damage and everything else it does now. Only it will only explode in 20 units. It'll be that whole area. And fireball would damage will be reduced for that one, but the frost bolt damage will be for that one. Or I could just remove the root crossbow. Or both. So frostbolt will be charged, but the damage will go down. I don't I gotta look how much damage that's probably gotta trying to figure out what or give her ultimate uh talent, but it's hard. So first thought would make her ultimate give her ultimate different abilities. just can fly up and down and get fire. So I was like, well, what if you can shoot out ice like blizzard ball? It'd be like a ball, just a giant ball, and that at that area called slow. In that area, it will slow you down. So okay, basically her whole game is elements swapping between stance and stuff between elements. So what if a dragon did the same thing? So the dragon swap between ice and ice and fire, or ice and lava, or snow and lava. I guess I don't know. It will have two different breath. It will have an avalanche breath where it's spit out. It does a similar damage or same damage, but instead of one would cause burn, the other one would cause a slow. Then you'll have I call it absolute zero lava blast. Ah, basically, it's a giant ball of fire or ice. One freeze on contact. That's why I call it absolute zero, because that's supposed to be the point where it stops freezing instantly. And the other one is basically that the floor is lava. The floor is lava. They had the floor is lava. So basically, if the floor is lava, that whole area is inhospitable for like 5 seconds. But it's a 5 second cooldown to use it. So, um, yeah, lava ball does a lot of damage on hit, but it doesn't do burn damage. The burn damage is basically is a reveal. So for 5 seconds, they get hit by it. Even if they walk out of it or they get hit by a splash, they're revealed to her for 5 seconds. So like many things, if you hit take damage on somebody, what it does is like a minute reveal for that person. And that would be her effect, but you get won't get any damage. So um yeah, I played games and stuff, and I think about how sometimes I get frustrated. Right now, back in the playing, because I really thought this game would be different between Overwatch, Paladin. Overwatch focus more on the abilities. Why does it say I have drop active? Because every time I start playing Paladin, instead of putting a drop active in category, it puts drop active in my tags, and it multiplies. Done. Done. So, like I was thinking earlier with Sky. Sky new talent preparation change would have been great if they only let her be able. Okay, if the minimum, if the duration was reduced to 3 seconds instead of having cap at three, and then you are able to use the card that allows you to stand it to 5 seconds at max. You can stand it 5 seconds, but you have to activate it and deactivate. You cannot shoot to deactivate. You have to activate and deactivate. The card work with it, and I'm gonna hit it, and now it has to be deactivated. Reduce reduce the damage you take by 50%. Increase your movements by 25%. But the maximum duration is reduced but the duration of hitting is 2 seconds. That means it works with the car and it benefit. Get the benefit. I remember. Get the benefit, but you cannot just like shoot out of it. You have to. Androxus, I make her revolver into ultimate talent instead of Barrett. I made his turret throwable and upgrades, and it have different effect depending on what items you get. Saris, I was talking about Saris. I veteran. I brought back old veteran because veteran is toxic. Like wow, let me go for a max health card, then get more. Then I boost my health with veteran. Get Haven, and there you go. Like for real, that and a lot of people don't understand. That's still not the maximum amount of health you can benefit you can get from in combat. Oh, Bresh, I had made it so the Kraken give a notif area where you know if it's going off because right now it doesn't do that, and so that's annoying. Think you're aiming right where you want to land and it doesn't go off. Wow, that sucks. Or it go off at your feet. Yeah, you would hate that too. Uh, I look at the bugs and stuff in the game. Also, if you don't know what is causing the bugs, it's because the code is basically jacked up. The code is going off of a bunch of other games that was later on top. So they need to redo the whole code and try to keep the whole asset of the game, but clean the code out. Hard to do. Oh, Halloween Terror, yeah. Or not Thursday, Tuesday. Anyway, I'm gonna switch over. Like even Overwatch, it upset me how they took all this away from Queen, but they didn't give her much to her, so she feels so weak. But she's not weak. Just she feel okay. She's weaker than her PT. I'm gonna talk about that one. So I'll be back.